Okay, so here is my starter dressage test. It was very tense. I tried really hard in the warm-up to get Luna to relax, and everything I know to do and what normally works for her just wasn't working today. It might have been better if we had gotten there a little bit earlier so she had some time to decompress. But honestly, in the rides leading up to the show, she was kind of like this, just very almost argumentative, I guess is a way to describe it. She just doesn't really want to accept the contact. And so most of this test, I can get her to drop her pole, but anything, she just flips her head up. And like coming down this line here on the rail, I could feel that her body was bulging to the inside, and it was just a lot of tension in the test. Most of my scores were 6.5, a 7. I got 2 7s. My final score was a 38. I wasn't really happy with the test, though I do agree with the 38. We've had tests where we did worse, and looking at this does look better than the others.
Good, Mommy.
Oh, a lot of 6s. Oh yeah, and then she jigs there. I got a 5.5 for that. And that's what a lot of our rides have been lately, is she wants to leave the canter, or she wants to avoid the contact in the trot and go up to the canter. She kind of sucks back. So we're just having some contact issues, and we just need to sort them out. And we just didn't really have them sorted out by the time this test came around, or by the time this competition came around. Next season, the biggest thing we really, really need to work on are our transitions. Prepping for them and executing them. She doesn't stay through in the transitions. She never really has, and I've tried working on that, but I really struggle with it. It's something I think I need to focus on in some lessons, so that I can learn how to better execute my transitions. But it's still 38's okay. We can definitely do better. The arena was nice. The warm-up really wasn't a problem, as far as like there was sufficient warm-up space and all that kind of stuff. She just wasn't really happy. So here's the jumping now, and this was really interesting. It was very hilly, and when we went through the course, what I decided to do, sort of based on the recommendation of my trainer, is to not worry too much about her leads, and just let her sort them out if she wants to. And it's interesting because when things are hilly like that, she kind of defaults to that right lead, even though her left is stronger. But other than getting a little too deep to a lot of the jumps, it felt pretty good, and we didn't knock any poles. We had a good, clean round, and she looks really happy here, and she got some good changes throughout.
Look at that. Great job.
Here is the cross country. So leaving the start box, heading out to fence number 1, which was just a log. She felt fine going out the start box. It's kind of a long trip to fence number 2, which is, I think they call it a blue bench. So this course is very hilly. Some of the hills are really steep. And going uphill is pretty easy. It's funny how wobbly going downhill really is. And so here we are now coming around to fence number 3. So it's fence number 3, and then fence number 4 is an up bank, which Luna's never done before. So she jumps 3 fine, and I'm supposed to have her trot just to make sure she has time to understand the bank, but she doesn't want to trot, and we go up it anyways. So I was really happy with her. It would have been maybe better that she had listened to me, but that might have been her way of telling me that she was in her groove and to stay out of her way. There's fence 5. And then fence 6 is this little like white pole. It's kind of in the shadows, but she jumped it completely fine. But after fence 6, it zips around to a log, and it was kind of a tight turn. And from there on, you can't see the rest of the course. Kudos to my husband for trying to watch me pop back out, because I don't. And this is the end of basically the cross country footage. But that turn to fence 7 was pretty hard because it was a sharp turn and it was very downhill. So eventually he gives up on recording the cross country, but we ended up, the other fences went great, and we went for the option to not go through the water because Luna's still not ready for that. She just thinks that it's gonna swallow her whole, which is why we didn't do beginner novice. That's why we did the starter. But overall, she was just so ecstatic going through cross country. It just feels amazing riding her cross country. I absolutely love it. Here's a clip from my trainer to jump number 4. We ended up in 2nd place, and I was just so happy with how much she loved the cross country, and we just had a great time at our first recognized starter.